I know where we need to go.
Back to the show. Welcome back once again to the Shack Smack. I'm your host, Matt Struve. Alongside me, my co-host, Michael Bailey.
Hey, what's going on?
And as always, now we have our sound guy, Derek Wansmus.
As always. Promoted to the big leagues.
And
highest
we also
ratings
do
we know.
have two special guests in the room. Marcy and Nami are kind of making some noise. So I'm going to try and calm them down as much as I can, but you might hear some, dog fun going on over there.
Liddy McTitty.
That's not what I meant at all.
Liddy McTitty.
I do want to preface this episode. We're coming off watching the Twins versus the Yankees, Game 1 of the ALDS.
Well, I don't even know if it's over. So
It's
that
over,
Was
yeah.
a preemptive,
No.
sad trauma.
It's done.
It's done.
It's a 10-4 loss, and I don't even want to do this podcast anymore.
It's not really. I mean, it's not a baseball podcast,
Right.
So
Just
we
don't-
won't-
Don't be surprised if this only goes like 30 minutes because we just don't care right now. We're sad.
We're not gonna have as much lackluster type of comments. We're just not gonna be as excited. I
Right.
think.
We'll try. I mean, we always put on our best face, but it's just not a good mood right now.
We still got
Somber.
our liquor and our beer, and we're smoking, and we'll keep it the same way. It's
We
just-
will rise up
Like
a rise tonight.
let's not
I'm saying, guys.
get into any of the twin stuff
All right,
right now.
baseball's over till tomorrow. On to game 2.
But this is a fantasy football podcast, so that's what we're gonna have to talk about here.
Yes.
I know some people kind of want to forget last week. Others, I think, want to just sit in here and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of talking about myself a little bit, but
Hey, we'll enjoy it. All three of us
Yeah,
will
all
enjoy it
three
this
of us.
week.
it's a good day for all of us after last week.
Yep.
But yeah, let's go back and look at it. Week 4 matchups. All right, one that was kind of lopsided, so we'll get out of the way right away.
Always do.
The team that's probably looking the best, so to be honest, I mean, I might be a little biased, but me versus Bezic.
Yeah, this was going to be a big matchup this week. Bezic kind of rebounding with Mike Evans a little bit. He was looking a lot better, and now it was the big Mike Evans versus Godwin matchup. And it wasn't even, didn't even matter because Bezic just, Struve took it all the way. I don't know why I said Bezic, but Struve took it all the way.
Yep, it started early. I think Godwin had like 2 touchdowns in the first quarter
Yeah,
of the game.
super
It was
quick.
like, oh man, I'm kind of running away with this. And then after Nick Chubb going
The
off, it was just
88-yard touchdown run. That really set it apart.
and really a great performance by my linebacker too.
Yeah. I remember Bezic having him a lot last year. He
Yeah.
was doing really well. You used it against him. How about that?
That is kind of nice. 16 tackles. Beautiful.
Wow.
And I don't know if anyone was paying attention to the Oakland game versus Indianapolis, but Eric Ebron did not have a catch the entire game. I was like, God damn it. I couldn't really play anyone else because Vance McDonald freaking still isn't healthy.
Right.
But he gets a 50-yard touchdown in the last few minutes of the game. And
Wow.
saved the
Last
whole-
couple plays.
It was great.
That was the week. That's how it went for Struve. That just pretty much sums it up. Your worst player pretty much is your best player with Keenan Allen. So
I know.
when that
Frustrating.
happens, you're gonna have a good week.
Yep.
And you don't want to face that player.
You just don't want to face. I mean, I had 2 players go off for more than 35 points. That's just alone should win anyone a game. But Bezic, your team is still middle of the pack type of team. I have faith in it. I think you have solid running back 1 and 2 and a solid wide receiver 1. Everything else is a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
Kerryon Johnson's still, I think, a solid flex option too. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he could be an RB2. I would take him as RB2. I mean,
Bailey would for sure.
Oh, for sure. God, I'd take him as RB1.
We'll get into that later.
Freaking Christ. I still worry about your wide receiver. I mean, Mike Evans is so far has been great or just kind of pedestrian, but he should be great. And you don't really have a lot of options as your wide receiver too. So that questions me a little bit. But yeah, overall, I think you would have done pretty well against most teams, right? I mean, it wasn't that high scoring of a week.
Right. 116, I think it would have taken out like maybe half.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than half. But sorry, Bees. Better luck next time. I got to go to 4-0 with that win, boys. Just so you guys all know.
Literally.
Seriously. All right, moving right along to my co-host matchup, which I didn't really see coming. I mean, you won by 40 points.
Boom, baby. I mean, it helps that Burb seems shit the bed.
Oh, God, Burb seems shit the bed. Yikes.
But I'll say, like, starting out the week with Devontae going for 180 yards and 10 catches, and, I mean, just starting there, I was like, okay, cool. Carson Wentz putting up almost 20, cool. I feel really good about this week. And, yeah, my boys, my core came to play. I mean, Woods came to play finally. It's been a little while, and that's what he should be doing. So it's been a lot of cup. I don't like that.
Always going to be cup.
No, it is not. Well, it's definitely not going to be somebody, I think. We'll get to that one later.
We'll get to that later.
It looked pretty brutal on that fall last night.
We can see the future.
Or tomorrow. So we can see the future.
And then I do want to point out quick, Bailey's freaking safety gets a for a touchdown.
I picked him up on waivers like Jamal Adams on bye. What do? I'll just pluck this Peppers guy. Got it.
14 points. That was a steal.
Yeah,
I'd be a little worried. Burb. Hopkins, what's going on with him?
Yeah, what up with him? He threw an interception from what I remember seeing.
And
what up with that?
I mean, Philip Dorsett's not going to have those pedestrian numbers, I don't think. But Buffalo's defense is pretty good against the pass. So.
Yeah.
But Devontae Freeman, I think, hits his, I don't want to say ceiling, maybe right below ceiling type of play he's done.
Which is pretty scary to have. But, yeah, pretty much. I mean.
It was all receiving. I mean, really, it wasn't any rushing at all. And
it also helped that Ito took a touchdown from him. I think he got one on his bench early on. I think at that point I was like, this might be my day. And it was.
Yeah, your team's looking a little bit scary. We'll see how you bounce back, but you might find yourself in the dirty.
Again, foreshadowing. Again. And I win.
Bailey moves to 2-2.
Always good to beat Burb.
I mean,
it's a big week when you can. Week.
And we will move to the next matchup, which was Basti versus Paul.
A surprise.
Kind of like a toilet. We thought this was going to be more of a toilet matchup, I think.
Yeah, this was. I mean, whenever Paul's in a matchup, it's probably pretty close to a toilet ball matchup. Yeah. But on the case where you haven't been a big fan of Basti's team this year, it makes even more sense that this would be kind of the toilet bowl kind of game. Exactly. But yeah, Basti did not put up. I mean, two of his players put up, but everything else was not great.
Brissett gets those last 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes of the game, I think, which changes that stat line. And I mean, we watched the Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati game. At least he saw some promise out of James Conner.
Yeah, he looked good that night.
You kind of worried about James Conner a little bit after the last couple of weeks. So.
Yeah.
And I mean, Derrick Henry gets 100 yards. I think I've said this many times. Not a fan of Derrick Henry.
Not a fan, but still keeps putting up those numbers.
But he keeps putting up numbers. He's shut me down a little bit.
Could that be his floor?
I don't think that's his floor. I think that is. We watched Dalvin Cook run all over Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta has a very good run defense.
That's true.
Derrick Henry. I wish I had the carries on hand for. We had 27 carries.
Jeez, okay. So not a great YPG.
I mean, take it for what it is. I mean, he's still a solid number 2.
Volume is key.
Type of.
Number 2, he's the 7th best running back right now for fantasy.
Derek, let's just slow your roll a little bit here. I don't know. What else do you want to say about this game?
Well, I mean, really, I think the thing that really separates what could have been and what was the backbreaker of the matchup, and I think that was Nelson Aguilar being played and getting a goose egg for the day. I mean, it's what is it? 18-point game. I mean,
he plays Sutton and he wins.
He plays Sutton and he wins.
Damn.
That's the ultimate backbreaker right there. Woo! So, yeah, things could have been a little bit different for Boston had he switched things up, but that's
Paul,
the way fantasy goes.
Getting that first win out of the way.
Yeah.
He has Todd Gurley get 2 touchdowns, doesn't rush a lot, but he catches the ball. It was kind of a high-scoring game.
Kind of been his year so far this year. Is like he doesn't get a lot of attempts, but he gets touchdowns to give him that edge.
It has helped him because he has not ran the ball very much. LA just hasn't looked that great, period.
Not that great.
I mean, besides maybe a wide receiver that Derek has.
That should be the other guy.
And then Chris Carson. We were talking about
Kevin Harlan, great.
Chris Carson also has 27 attempts for 118 yards.
He's got bell calls on his team.
Bell calls.
Disley looking much better than when I made fun of him like 2 weeks ago.
Disley looks like a top 5 tight end now.
He could be. He could be.
I'm super impressed by him, and we see the future.
We should wrap it up, but Paul seems like a little bit better. A little bit.
Yeah. Paul, I mean, you're crawling your way out a little bit, I think.
A little bit.
Even though you're still not that great of a team, but I don't want to say you're the dirtiest anymore, which is a great step in the right direction.
Right. Anywhere is the right direction from rock bottom.
Wow.
Even bikini bottom.
These last 2 matchups, both coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
We'll look at the shittier one first. John Dolan versus Dylan Fisher is the champ.
Let's just start it off because, man, these games got real close. We're thinking, like, John Dolan, you're throwing away week 4 to throw in Melvin Gordon in? Like,
yeah.
I get it. He's active, quote-unquote. We're like, yeah, we're going against Dylan right now, undefeated team. That sucks. But he pulls it out.
Pulls it out anyway. That's his first win of the season as well.
It is.
I don't know if all he does is win, but
from here on out, baby.
He gets his first win and he still doesn't score over 100 points. He scored more points last week.
I think that says more about Dylan's team, though.
Yes, and I think I've been preaching this. I think we all have been preaching this. Dylan does not have a good team. I appreciate everyone that stuck with my advice, not trading with Dylan.
Don't trade with them.
Look what kind of happens. This team still just
He's stuck in a box.
Everybody's stuck in a box with trading, though.
That's true.
You're right. Have I just kind of... Actually, me and Dion traded once.
We did too.
Justin Jackson.
I don't like the trade that well.
Oh, yeah, we did too. Both trades have worked out for Matt Stroop so far. 4-0.
I wish I had Tyrell still.
Hashtag don't trade with Matt Stroop.
Don't trade with Matt Stroop, okay? That's the new thing now. Do not trade with Matt Stroop.
Or Dylan Fisher.
Or Dylan Fisher.
Sure, whatever.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Some people might have to do some trading soon, though, or else their team's going to...
Me. I mean, what? Yeah, I said me.
Good thing John Dolan got Wayne Gallman. I mean, that kind of...
Really
saved him the day, really.
Took the week for him, yeah. He was the game changer, I would say, of this matchup.
I agree. He doesn't have that. Probably doesn't even win this game, and they both end with shitty weeks.
It's probably not even that close.
Way to go, John Dolan. First win.
You did it.
Woo!
The champ looking more like what we expected him to look like. Let's keep this going forward.
He is who we thought he was.
And best matchup of the week by far goes to, I think we picked this as matchup of the week as well.
You're so smart.
It was Sam Getty versus John Pappas.
mean, how can you not? We've had these guys in the top 3 pretty much all year.
All
top
year,
3,
yeah.
top 4, whatever. And it showed it. Like,
Yep.
that's.
It really
these
was
teams
close
went,
until the end.
They went down to the wire. And crazy enough, like, that Von Bell? What's his name? Yeah, Von Bell on Sunday night really takes it away from Pappas. Like,
Seriously.
I think what was Pappas up by? Not by much, but like it's a defensive player. So like, oh whatever, he'll put up like 7, 8 points.
Right, right.
And then Tyler Boyd will just take it with whatever he gets. But
It
no,
just swings the other way.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Von Bell goes for 17. Every time I saw somebody catch something or tackle something in that game, it was Von Bell like all over it. I couldn't believe it.
It was a great pickup by.
Yeah. Who told you that one, Getty?
Yeah, who would have told you that? Pappas, your team is still great. I really think that, I mean, you can just lean on those 2 running backs.
Yeah, basically.
Speaking
Then
of
you just-
leaning on running backs, that's what the Jaguars did with Leonard Fournette. 29 carries for 225 yards.
Crazy.
Yep.
If you just pick your right wide receiver combination, man, like
Kind of tough, but you do have a lot of different options, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe not a lot, but you have a few different options.
got some good options.
Landry's starting to look better.
He passed concussion protocol, I believe, too, so I think he should be good to go.
So hot take, maybe you should play him. I don't know. We'll look at that when we move on to the next one. Tough loss for you, Pappas. You should probably be
Still pretty clean.
Yeah,
You'll
you definitely are. Your team is still good, and I think I'm gonna chalk this up to a little bit of luck by Sam Getty, that defensive player, and I think Greg the Leg too. Or no, that was only 13, I guess. Normal Greg the Leg points. Way to go, Sam Getty. Chalk it up to luck, though.
Way to go. And that really evens out the whole playoff picture anyway, so we'll all take it as 2-2 teams, which is like 8 of us or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, all the teams that like needed to win to kind of come back into it pretty much did that.
It all balanced out.
Yeah, after the week before where it kind of spread some stuff out, balanced it back up. One person kind of went above everyone else, but you know.
Moving on.
Moving on to our favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
We're talking about the rankings. Always a treat.
Always.
Rankings.
I never know how it's going to go, but I'm always very entertained by it. I'm excited.
Because ESPN has done their rankings now.
Just bullshit.
Which I think some of us like,
Some of us really don't like.
We're going to go through those quick. Like I said, they don't really matter as much, but, I mean, you can take it for what it is.
Yeah, whatever. You guys see
So, number 1, they have Sam Getty. Number 2, yours truly. Number 3, John Pappas. Number 4, Sebastian. Number 5, Bees. Number 6, Burb. Number 7, Dion. Number 8, Paul. Number 9, Sound Guy.
How's my name not been said yet?
Number 10, The Champ.
How's my name not been said yet?
Number 11, John Dolan.
How's my name not been said yet?
And bringing up the rear,
Jesus
my
Christ.
co-host, Michael Bailey.
What is the fucking...
ESPN has it out for you.
Oh, shit. We got Jake Rizzi game 3 now?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do tomorrow?
Randy Dobnik.
Oh.
The opener.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
now we really want to talk about what everyone's here to
Yeah, what
listen
matters.
to. Our rankings.
They probably don't even listen to anything else. They just kind of skip to the middle and just like, okay, where am I?
Yep. We're good. All right. I'm 9. Cool. I'm 4. Cool. I'm 12. I'm going to kill myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we usually always start with
The dirty.
and someone that's kind of we felt like has had a dirty team for the whole season.
Yeah.
But someone that's kind of crawled out of the sewage system and into kind of like maybe just like the top of it.
Puddle of filth.
Puddle of filth rather than
Puddle
just
of
in
filth.
Instead of in the filth.
I'm saying he's pulled himself up a little bit. We're talking about you, Paul Shackmuth.
I love it.
Team looked better.
Yeah.
And if your team can continue to perform like that, maybe you'll see yourself out of the dirty next week.
You're getting closer for sure with Mr. Disley coming on and kind of being top 5 kind of tight end. It really makes your team look better. I mean, so yeah.
Seriously. And you got Hunter Henry coming back, and maybe
you don't even need him.
Yeah,
Flex play probably.
I like the flex option for 2 tight ends, maybe.
So Mars.
Mark's hanging out. She's being a little rapist, though.
Yeah, always.
Don't
you look at me with those eyes?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Who's going to be 11 and 12 now that Paul's out of that area?
Right. Who is it?
And there's one guy that just had an atrocious week 4. He lost to my co-host. We're talking about you, Burb. You are the dirtier.
You suck. You really tried your best.
Your team isn't looking too hot. Maybe when you get Tyreek back, maybe DeAndre Hopkins can turn it around a little bit. But
you really need your wideouts. DeAndre needs to be that top 3 wide receiver number 1 receiver, really. I think he is the best in the league.
I agree.
He's getting the attempts, and I think Tyreek's out this week, but he's getting closer.
Right.
So, yeah.
You could maybe turn it around. I just don't believe in your running back still.
Obviously, from what we watched from this past week, I have the better Denver running back. By 0.5. Just saying something.
Which is saying something.
So you're 5 of something.
I wouldn't say like press the panic button altogether, but man, you had a rough week, so that's why you're down in the dirtier.
But you're still 2 and 2. Everything's all right. Just like a lot of us.
There's a lot of 2 and 2s. You can turn it around at any point.
You know who else is 2 and 2? The Vikings. And look at us panic.
We are all
That's what you should be doing right now is like throwing out all your players and just starting fresh on the waivers.
Yep.
At 2 and 2.
Totally agree. Jump ship. Go down with your team.
The ship touched the water.
Put the sword in your stomach. Whatever you got to do.
And bringing up the rear, and I really didn't want to do this because he just got his first win.
But
it wasn't the best win in the world.
No, it was not.
And he did play Melvin Gordon, which he shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Sorry, John Dolan. You are the dirtiest.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
It really is his old friend. We're looking at past ones, and it's been him and Paul, him and Paul, him and Paul. So
that's why we picked the song for you.
And then those were the dirty. And someone that's kind of tilting toward that area probably doesn't really want to talk about it too much, but he's close.
I have had
happen every
so many injuries again. I'm getting decimated.
It's just bad luck, Bailey.
God.
I can smell you.
So that's why Bailey is number 9. He's getting close to that type of.
I'm not panicking.
Trade
though.
out of him.
I might. There will probably be trades, but I'm not panicking yet.
Still 2 and 2.
Just gotta get
a lot of people.
Just gotta get a response from my boy. I won't mention who. Or other boys. Or
Who's your boy?
I'm not telling. I can't tell. I have my sources. Yes, these nuts.
Okay.
My boys.
Sorry to my co-host, Bad Luck Bailey. I feel like that's what I should call him from now on.
They'll stick with you forever.
Bad Luck Bailey.
I've always wanted a nickname.
It just seemed perfect.
To another guy that kind of has some bad luck last year, I know he did. Him and Bailey kind of
Oh yeah, we were like together as
one bad luck Bossy.
Of
At
course.
number 8.
The alliteration just makes so much sense.
Boss. I mean, James Conner looking better at least.
Like he looked good running. That night.
Julio. And then I guess, I mean, these guys would agree that Derrick Henry.
I don't agree, but like
Derrick would.
Another Derrick in the room would.
that spells his name right.
No.
You don't spell your name right?
No, I spell my name right.
Oh, he doesn't spell it
Who the
right.
hell spells Derrick with 2 R's?
Mr. Henry does apparently.
Isn't it with an I?
And a
as
lot of
well?
people-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a C.
There's a C in
What the
there.
fuck?
Yeah.
I know.
Just making it extra long for no reason.
Right.
I don't get it.
It's like showing off.
He's a large
Look how
man.
many letters I could have.
It only has 5.
Well, I have 8. 7? Whatever.
But
Something.
Boss, you are right in that same area that we were talking about. I mean, you could turn it around too.
Right now.
Lots of people are 2-2 right now. So
Yeah, there's a
these
lot.
these bunch of people that I'm saying right now are all kind of in the same position you are. You just happen to be lower on the list. I'm sorry. Next on the list is our current champion, the guy that's 3-1.
Wow.
We have at number 7 because his team is
We've really pooped on
garbage. We've said it for a while, and I just need to see him lose a few more times, then he'll end up in the dirt.
And I feel like just giving him 7 out of respect in a way is like the reach here because I don't think he could be a 17. But his record states otherwise. So
Yep. We're looking at points for and points against a little bit, and he has definitely gotten the
both ways.
on both sides helped him out.
Yeah.
So
He's been the good luck. What's a good one?
Charm.
Bad luck Bailey, bad luck Bossy.
No, it's good luck.
Good fortune Fisher.
Good fortune Fisher. There
Doing
we
it,
go.
Dylan.
Doing it, Dylan.
I kind of like the
Yeah, mine's
co-host
better.
one better. Stick to the sounds.
Yeah, I do the words.
Sorry, chap. I kind of expect your team to fall even more. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then these next few are kind of, I feel like, in the next kind of zone of, they're a little bit better. They should probably be considered a playoff team right now. The top 6 is what we always think of that as.
Yeah.
And who's kind of on the bottom of that list right now is Bezic.
Yeah.
Bezic did not score that great against me, but he still would have beaten some people this week.
Yeah.
Not me.
He has Zeke, Mark Ingram, and Mike Evans. I think that's
It's
a
good
nice
core.
little core.
I'm
I know we
looking
always
over
talk
there.
about cores.
I'm just looking.
And so he's kind of got that core that should keep him in that playoff push, but we'll see. He's right in that.
You like that one?
I do. Because I mean, we're all 2-2. We can all be kind of smelt. We're not clean, but we're not.
Right.
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 Bringing up another 2-2 team, another team that's kind of on that fringe of being good or bad. The sound guy, Derek Wansman.
Eating it.
Right now, without Saquon Barkley, I think that's why we kind of flounder your team a little bit. You pull out the win. Maybe we don't have you here. You're probably below Bezic if you don't pull out the win this week, though. If you're sitting at 1-3.
Right.
Wow.
I agree. Yeah, you should be down more.
What if I get more points than him?
I don't know.
And not. Well, I'm playing Pappas.
Right.
Prove yourself.
Pappas is in. Well, we'll reveal that later.
We'll look at that
Yes,
later.
yes.
He's
He's above you guys.
You kind of Marlon Mack, questionable. Sony Michel's done nothing
Yeah.
for you so
big
far.
Big up.
Thielen, the Minnesota Vikings, I don't even want to get into right now.
Yeah.
Your shining star right now, Cooper Kupp.
Seriously.
Hey,
Lamar Jackson as well.
Hooper
I
and
guess.
Hooper. Ceramic cups.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Hooper as well has been
Yeah. Very good snake.
great tight end. How is it kind of like Will Dissly, him, like these shot.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like everyone's thinking, oh, we got the big three of tight ends, and
Ertz.
now I'm kind of
Kittle,
pissed that I took like Kelsey like second round.
Yeah.
I just waited to get someone like
Mark
whatever.
Andrews or something. Yeah,
Whatever.
seriously. But your depth is what's questioning me, and that's why you're still kind of down there. I just want to bring it up again. Kind of, I feel like I should emphasize this probably every week. Bring Hunt. Come on.
Yeah, what the
Did we watch?
Derek,
Did we watch Nick Chubb this week?
Yeah.
I don't think.
have we been telling you that this is Nick Chubb's team,
Nick
Derek?
Chubb's team.
All right. This is
Um,
week 5?
Week
Going to
5.
week
going to
5?
week 5.
All right.
Yes.
You guys are just jumping the gun. You're like, oh, it's week 10 already.
Well, if we jump the gun, then we jumped the gun pre-week 1.
Yeah,
All right.
seriously.
Because
Okay.
All right.
Now these are the kind of teams you expect to be kind of up here now. Getty at number 4, still solid team, putting up a lot of points the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's just there's no depth, like we've been saying before.
no depth, and now Diggs is becoming like we don't want to talk about it, but Diggs has become somewhat of a distraction now, and it doesn't look good for Getty a little bit.
It doesn't. We're all up on Sammy Watkins. We thought that was amazing for him, and now that hasn't really panned out the last few weeks either. I think right now he's playing against me because Kenny Galladay's on bye. Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing.
With Michael Gallup out,
Right.
Cobb has been an okay like number 2 kind of guy for the Cowboys.
An
Where
option.
he's more of a flex though for
Right.
sure. I'd hate to have him as my wideout too, but
Yeah.
if that's what you have to do, I guess that's what you have to do. I get the situation, but
I was just pointing to his depth, and that's why
He's got
dropped
depth.
kind of. I think he was 4 last week too. It just the depth isn't there, so we can't put him in the clean anymore.
like we said, wait till bye weeks hit, and then it's just like boom, you're gonna get wrecked. Hard. Busted.
Sebastian Lemmy just walked in.
God damn it! It's like 5 now.
But now we'll get into the clean. We haven't talked about that yet.
We haven't
Yeah, I was
seen
cold.
the future yet, but we're about to predict the future.
Yes, we will in a second.
It's not looking great for we'll still win though.
But we want to look at this clean group here. We felt like it was kind of an easy number 3. We have Dion there. And Dion, you have a good team, even though your record does not show that.
It does not.
You've had some unlucky weeks. You scored still a good amount of points. We like the depth in your team.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a playoff team right now. When I look at your team, it's a playoff team. I know you've been trying to push a lot of trades. We'll see if anything like that happens. But right now, I think you're taking a little bit of a hit because I don't think you can rely on Eckler.
Coming
Not
forward
for too
now.
long.
Yeah.
Maybe
This might be your
week
last
still.
week of like RB2 status or above Eckler. I mean, he'll be an RB2 probably because they probably will switch it off half and half, but like he's not the RB1 going forward.
And we can see the future a little bit, and Brandon Cooks kind of took a little bit of.
Yeah, he took a hit pretty good. And
Yeah.
I think I called a broken collarbone.
I think I've seen reports of concussion.
You saw concussion?
I did see reports about a concussion.
I thought he died.
So we're all over the place.
Fake news everywhere.
Fake news. But
It's
Dion,
torn
there you go.
ACL.
You're in the clean. I think you were in the clean last week. You dropped 1 spot, but still there. And then I was saying this before we started the pod, but this is kind of a tier on its own compared to everyone else right now. I really think that me and Pappas's teams are kind of the best. I know I might be a little biased, but I have a good team. I think I've had a good team for the last few weeks now, and
Yeah, I agree.
John Pappas, that's why we put you at number 2. But we have yours truly making my first appearance here at number 1, Max Drew.
That's got to be the best part I've ever seen. So,
And
Nice.
I am gonna act like a pirate and steal this championship.
Wow.
You guys better watch out. My team is looking better and better as the weeks go on. So, I mean, Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin.
But I looked at Chris Godwin and I was like, oh, he's the number 2 wide receiver in the league. That's awesome. And I was like, I wonder who number 1 is. And I looked through the players, and it was Keenan Allen.
ow!
God, I hate this.
I can't believe that. And then I have Alvin Kamara and Nick Chubb. Whoa. You guys better watch yourselves.
We got
Cloud 9 on week 4.
Week 4 going into week 5. My time to gloat. Maybe I won't have it later, but I like my team.
Maybe get a better quarterback.
Yeah, maybe.
Number
But
12.
I'm not going to trade it. Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
Deshaun
Deshaun Watson?
Watson. He's kind of gone.
Because he keeps getting hurt, or not hurt, but like sacked and pressured, and you can't do
His
anything.
offensive line
And he
just
keeps
blows.
getting boo-boos.
Boo-boos. Yeah,
Well, that was week 5 rankings. I enjoyed it probably more than others did. I think everyone wants to move along, so we will.
thank God. Win.
Keep in mind we can see the future a little bit here, but let's look at week 5 matchups. Invigorating as always.
I'm pumped.
We kind of like to go through kind of the shittier matchups first. We want to get those out of the way. Kind of the toilet bowl of the week here. Burb versus John Dolan. And
Yeah, that's pretty poopy.
it is tough to. We see the future, so we know what their quarterbacks did
I
already.
can smell you.
And that's why I think it makes it a little bit more difficult to pick because
I almost think it makes it a little bit easier. Well, I think it's been pretty easier to begin with. The running back matchups for John Dolan are really bad. I think we saw a stat last week about the Eagles. Like every starting running back that's gone against them, I don't think they've gotten more than like 40 or 50 yards or something like that.
that's
It's
run defense
ridiculous.
in the league, I think.
Wayne Gallman's got to go against the Vikings defense, which should be better. You'd think they'd be better. They're good defense.
Yeah, Wayne Gallman's not going to get the better of us.
You have no idea how much Gordon's going to play yet. I mean, I think they said that he's going to be involved, like he's going to be a part of the game plan, but
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
not
really
quite
know how
sure.
much.
I think overall for me, I think I just like Burb's players a little bit better. Russell Wilson almost going for 30 points already is a really nice thing to see the future. So I'll go first, and I'm going to go Burb. Burb takes it.
Sound guy, do you want to go next? Or what are you thinking?
Ladies first.
Right, that's why I asked you.
Boom!
But I insist.
Nice.
I don't know. I mean, we can see the future. And I've really liked Russell Wilson. I think.
Fuck Russell Wilson.
What do you mean?
He went to Wisconsin
You did.
for 1 year.
It doesn't
One
matter
year
if he went to
and look who you
Wisconsin or not. But man, it's just. I'm looking at 2 pieces of poop and wondering which one's better.
Which
What's
one's
the
less
shinier
smelly?
piece of poop? Yeah.
One's more dried up than
I
the
just-
fresh one.
I mean, I look at Burb's team and I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at JD's team and I'm like, eh.
So I think there's your answer.
So I'm going to go with, okay. Sure.
The dried up, less smelly poop.
The dried up, less smelly one. And I am actually looking a lot toward the more smelly poop right now.
We want the fresh, right out of the beehole.
I
Right out of
do
Marcy's
agree
beehole.
that Philly's run defense has been great, but I also think that they're going to dump the ball to Le'Veon Bell a lot, and I still think he'll have a good game. I don't have faith in Wayne Gallman, but I do like Amari Cooper. I think they're going to have to do some offense in that game, Dallas versus Green Bay, so I think he should get a good amount. I think Alshon kind of become more of a safety blanket for Wentz. He doesn't
have many more options.
Right,
No.
tends to look his way a little bit more than I originally.
It's gonna be an interesting.
Thought
Like, is
he
it gonna be
would.
Jeffrey or is it gonna be Ertz? You know, if it goes
I
one
think
way
it's
or
gonna
the
be
other.
Mostly Ertz. I mean, he's just.
I think so too, but I mean, it could still. I mean, Jeffrey's still a big target.
And Denver's just been god awful, and I think Melvin Gordon will maybe break a couple of good runs. He won't get that many carries, but he'll still get enough to have a nice flex play. I'm gonna go John Nolan.
There we go.
Bazinga!
Bazinga.
And the next matchup, another kind of lackluster type of matchup. We like to start with these first here. We're talking about Paul and Dion. And I know we're just talking about Dion being kind of on the top of the spectrum as far as this league is concerned.
But he's 1-3.
1-3,
But-
and we can kind of see the future, and the future's not looking as good for him, unfortunately.
No, it is not.
I can smell you.
Okay.
It works for everything, though. Morgan Freeman.
You know, it's crazy. Like, Paul's team, because we see the future, look great tomorrow night. And still the projections are really close. I know projections don't mean shit to a lot of people, or mostly Struve. He said that quite a lot.
They don't.
But, I mean, things are still kind of up in the air. There's some really good players still on Dion's, like, for Dion to go still. And I think it's still going to be a pretty close matchup.
He does have Buda Baker.
It does have Buda Baker.
He does. That son of a bitch.
That son of a bitch. I like Buda Baker.
If I wasn't on a podcast right now, I'd say I'd kill him.
But I'm on a podcast,
I'm
so
on
I
a
can't.
podcast right now, so I won't.
I'll kill you.
Should we start with the sound guy? See
Yeah.
what his 2 cents is about the
Let's do it.
matchup?
You know, we could see the future, and the future is just bright for Paul right now.
Ooh.
Wow.
Because we can already see his running backs and his tight end producing. And Dion's, one of his wide receivers just, I mean,
Yeah. Got hurt.
him getting hurt doesn't matter. It was just the points he put up that game that mattered for
Well,
this matchup.
If he wouldn't have been hurt, he probably would have gotten
More
points.
He would have got more
Cooper
points.
might have gotten a little bit less. too.
Right? Woods would have done about the same thing.
Mixon is probably going to have another week. Well, you know, against Arizona, he might have a better week than last week.
Arizona, that's
Arizona, I think.
yeah. He could
Good
have
matchup.
Prescott is going to probably have a week against Green Bay. I feel like that game's going to be a shootout, but it's not going to be enough, and I'm going to go with Paul.
All right. I think seeing the future makes me want to lean toward Paul for sure. But like you were saying before, I think the shootout capability of Green Bay and Dallas helps not only Aaron Jones, but Dak Prescott. Because I don't think Jamal Williams is going to play. Aaron Jones is a bump up, in my opinion, just because they have to go to him. Even though even if they're not running the ball very well, he's still going to be out there a lot.
Right.
And then Eckler, I still think has one good week. Melvin Gordon still got but they have room in that offense for 2.
They kind of did it last year anyway.
Yeah. Eckler had some pretty good games with Melvin Gordon still had good games. So I still like Eckler. OBJ had a really rough match last week, and I think he needs to kind of prove himself again.
Yeah.
And this might be like coming out for him a little bit more than it was the other week.
That's a good bounce back week, I think, for OBJ.
And then, like I said, Mixon, I really think is going to have a good matchup, and I'm going to go with Dion.
I also think that as seeing the future, you're like, oh, Paul looks really good this week. But then I look at the rest of his players and I'm not that thrilled about it. I think Hilton could have a good week. I think Robinson could have a good week. But I just like Dion's players more. Like all throughout, I think Waller can still put up 11 points. Even if like his running backs don't quite put up the 35 points combined between Paul or whatever, I think OBJ can still have a great week, and so can Mixon. I like Dion this week. I think he'll take it, even though Paul got off to a hot start.
Wow, the only one for Paul.
Yep.
So you know what that means from last week, all of our guesses are
Apparently, I have the touch of death, except on myself.
Yeah, last week you did not pick very well.
Really did not.
So picking you, Paul, isn't a very good sign. Just warning you.
Nope. Kiss of death.
He also went with you, Burb,
Kiss of
for the
death.
last one.
Yeah. Oh God, please go. Bossy.
And then the next match we're going to look at, Boss is actually standing in the room as well.
Perfect. Here. You can chime in a little bit if you want.
Bailey versus Bossy.
What's the channel?
The battle of the bad luck boys.
Alliteration.
Bailey versus Bossy. Battle of the bad luck boys. There we go. That's what it's called.
Battle of bad luck boys.
Horrible. I like it.
Where do we start? Where do we finish?
I mean, I feel like you gotta try and make a argument that you're gonna beat Bossy.
All right.
Good luck.
I'll make my argument. Leonard's out, so go find yourself another defensive guy.
He is. He's not gonna play.
Get fucked.
Grab Zach.
Actually, I don't really know if I want to talk so much because Bossy's here. I don't want to give too much away.
That's a good point. You don't want to help Bossy out too
Right,
much.
if I say anything, he's gonna be like,
I'll put in my 2 cents though. It's
I'm not gonna say anything.
looking pretty tough for Bailey this week.
Yeah, I got
to be
4
honest.
words. Robert Woods and Corey Littleton.
Coming to see the future, Robert Woods does not do much. Corey Littleton, I mean, does okay, but not that great either. If you look at the 2 flex plays right now, Golden Tate versus Auden
I think
Tate.
it's Auden. I think that's how you pronounce it.
It is, and it's spelled Auden.
Yeah.
And what's kind of funny is in the periodic table, gold is AU. So it's Golden Tate, and then Bossy has it in his flex, Golden Tate. There you go.
Nerd.
Fun fact of the day for you guys.
God damn it, I won't forget that.
But looking at it right away, I'm sorry, I can't pick Bailey's team. I just can't. It just is rough all around right now, and I'm going to go with Sebastian. I won't talk as much about the strategy behind it, just in Bailey's benefit here.
Thank you. Because I don't want to say anything wrong. Might get him thinking.
Bailey, I looked at your team a considerable amount today, and the only person I really want would be Kelsey, but there's nothing on my team that's worth trading to you. But I can also say the same for Bost. But he has a little bit more depth going on this week. Right now, even though he doesn't have his defensive player, he's out. But I'm thinking maybe Derrick Henry has a big week this week. I know it's against Buffalo.
Against Buffalo?
Against Buffalo.
Have fun with 50 yards.
All right.
Buffalo's been really good against the pass, not as much against the run.
I feel better with Henry over Connor in Baltimore.
I don't like any of them against me. I don't like this matchup at all.
No, I wish I was facing Bailey this week.
I'm going to go with the guy who is probably going to get 100. Bosty.
Probably gonna get that.
Got over 122.
Go me. I'm taking me. Let's
Taking
go.
you. No.
I think Auden Tate has a great game. He's going to boom. He's going to be awesome as my flex player. Devontae Adams is out. Oh, you know what? Maybe I might switch some things up too. I have decisions to make, but yeah, go me.
I can smell you.
Oh my God.
Well, good luck there, Bales.
Thanks. I need it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd play Geronimo Allison. I'll tell you that much.
I have many options. I'd like to play Terry McLaurin, but he's banged up.
All right, well, we'll move on. The sound guy versus John Pappas. This was my vote for one of the best matchups of the week here. Both 2-2, both trying to prove themselves. Both have fairly good teams, and both are projected right around the same amount.
Yeah. Flip a coin.
Not at first. I think he was projected like 12 points more than me.
You're right. I mean, we can see the future, so I think that helps. Derek really. I just can't believe that one of his players outscored two of.
One of his players was defense. And give him that.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I remember in the beginning when Tyler Lockett got that first touchdown, you said, I just got to keep up with Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
And
You did.
doing way better.
You certainly did.
Still close, though. He has Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, that's just the most dynamic duo. I mean, you could debate maybe Alvin Chubb, but we'll just maybe
Whatever.
move that.
We're not there yet.
You know, I'm just saying that's probably where those tiers are. That's probably why he's up there, too. I think Tyler Boyd, like you were saying, Auden, I think it'll be a little bit more Tyler Boyd as well because Ross isn't there.
Right.
So,
Well, you'd think Boyd would still get the same amount.
yeah, because Boyd's more of a slot receiver, so he's still going to stay in that slot position. But I just think, in general, less targets to someone might benefit some other people. So
On tape. That's it.
on tape.
That's it.
But it's still very difficult to decide. So I'd like for Derek to go first. And
Well, my team, I almost switched my team name this week to Hooper and Cooper's Ceramic Cups. And I decided
ceramic?
not to do that because Spuds McBarkley, both Mac and Barkley are like on the fringe right now. I didn't want to do that to my team, even though Cup already played this week. Maybe next week. Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know.
But
that's such a good team name right now. It's hard to.
I know it's great. I wish I could have two team names,
Yeah.
but
Wish I could change my team name.
you know, I don't know about this matchup because I feel like I can win, but it all depends on Sunday. Like if Mac is playing,
I mean, usually that's what football depends on.
I know. I'm gonna go with me just because I'm me.
Yep, that makes sense. It's more difficult for us.
I'm
to
scared
decide,
of
I think.
I'm scared of McCaffrey and not really Fournette. Fournette is fortunate to be good.
They're going against
I
each other
guess.
too.
They are.
That'll be an ugly game to watch. I'd be like cringing.
You're
on
really
both
hoping for a
sides, yeah.
defensive game on that one. Field goals. Give me the field goals.
I don't think you'll be watching that game, but
Stale out.
Just cancel the game. But anyway.
and I actually kind of agree that maybe right there could be the game changer of this.
The running backs?
I don't like that they're going against each other, and they both have pretty good defenses. Carolina's not a slouch. I mean, they beat the Texans last week.
Texans are average.
I don't know. They're supposed to be good.
Supposed to be.
Running back wise, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bailey, you want to?
Yeah, I don't know. Just looking at it and what we see in the future. I think Michelle has a better matchup that he's had most of the year. I think he'll be involved finally.
If Michelle doesn't do anything this week, Derek, I say just throw him on your bench and just
keep going.
chalk it up as a loss.
Yeah.
I wish I had a Rage Against the Machine sound bit that said, F you, I won't do what you tell me.
Ooh.
I gotta get me one of them.
You can find it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
I
mean,
can find
sound
it.
guys got to be prepared for stuff.
You
so.
do.
Maybe next week, if we have the funds.
Yeah,
You won't
if we
do
make
what you
it.
tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Is
Okay, I'm just gonna say my thing.
all right.
I like Derek this week.
Hey.
There's not a lot of reasoning behind it. I think Lamar has a really good week, especially if Mac plays, and it's a good matchup. I don't know. It's just gonna be such a close matchup. Two close teams. I'll leave with Derek.
It is. It's really a coin flip at this point. Just because they're both on Derek, I think I'm going to go with Pappas on this one. I think, like I said, if Sony Michel doesn't do anything this week, you might have to just give up on him.
Yeah.
I think Marlon Mack doesn't have the best matchup in the world against Kansas City, where if it does turn into a passing game, you just won't see a lot of Marlon Mack. You see more Naheem Hines. Marlon Mack just does not catch the ball, especially if he's coming off a questionable injury where you don't even know if he's going to play. I don't like that. Adam Thielen will have a better game than he has because we're going to throw the ball a lot more. I think.
Giants defense is not as good as the Bears defense.
No, not even
it is
close.
Two separate chapters of a book.
All right, I like the analogy.
Thanks.
I don't know.
I think I get it.
I think you're probably still debating the flex spot there. Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, many spots that I can fill.
I guess maybe you don't have the.
Yeah, there's not a lot. Yeah, if Gallup was
Like I said, I'm gonna go with John Pappas. He's been my boy all year, so still going with you, Pappas. We will go to the championship together. I think I've said this before as well. So. Speaking of really good teams, let's look at this next matchup. It's yours truly versus Getty. These two are just rolling their eyes.
I am so done with this podcast. One of the worst days ever.
Is it an hour yet?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
This could still be a really close match. I don't really. I really think that Diggs is going to have a pretty good game too. I think we're going to, like I said, throw the ball a good amount. David Johnson should be able to do well as Dalvin Cook.
But does Cook run the same amount? Or
you're right, because they have to throw it more. Maybe
right.
It does
Someone's going to get taken away points from somebody in the Cook.
I don't even know what's going to happen in that game. It's just everyone's expecting us to throw.
Right.
And we could just keep running because that's just.
It could be
what
one of
we do.
those like full assault kind of games, like the balance is there again. Giants, whatever. Like we get to the running game, we open up the passing game, everything's fine. Everyone gets their, their catches and their touches and everything like that. It's what you hope for, especially for Getty in this scenario. And then you hope he goes back and forth with Ingram too, and then he gets some stuff against us, but that's not as likely, I think, as Cook and Diggs balancing out. I don't know. I look at this matchup, and I like one team much more than the other.
Right.
Right.
It's
Even though the projections are pretty close.
Right.
I mean, Randall Cobb and Diggs, you know how I feel with Diggs. Thielen is obviously the better receiver, and I could go on for hours about it.
Hours.
We have only minutes.
You're right. We don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, we're running out.
Producers are telling us wrap it up.
Yeah, they've come in a few times. But God, I'm looking at Cobb right now. Like my eyes just divert to him, and I'm like,
Wow.
It's the mole on his team that's not as good.
I know.
I'm just making metaphors here, but it's obviously you. That's
It
true.
really
Metaphors
is.
out of
It
molehills.
really is obviously me. I have the number 1 wide receiver and the number 2 wide
We've
receiver.
already talked about this.
And debatably 2 of the best running backs. My flex option could be still up in the air, but I like Montgomery against Oakland. I think a lot of teams ran the ball well against Oakland.
Yeah.
And it was be coming out for Montgomery, and I
We got
really
21 carries last week, so I mean,
and that was against a
Some-
tough Vikings defense.
something's got to give. Volume's
So I think that's pretty easy
there. Yeah,
for.
you can sweep that.
All right, we will sweep that. First sweep of the day, actually.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
can smell you.
You're not using that next week.
Well, I'm using it all week.
But
Don't
Derek did
get
pick
that.
me, which is not always the best.
Nope,
Touch of death.
you lose.
Touch of
Kiss of death.
Oh man, I
Get-
didn't even
get
realize
it.
that.
Yeah, because he picked
Get it.
Basic last week. Oh man. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, last matchup we're gonna look at. Sorry we're dragging this. It is the champ versus Bezic.
Ooh.
I feel like were we debating saying this was matchup of the week?
You know, everything about this whole week is like, there's just good matchups.
I
going
feel
on.
like it's a very
It's-
important game
Yeah,
for both of them.
I agree. It's an important game to determine, you know, a 3-1 Dylan team should be lower. A 2-2 Bezic team should be higher.
Yeah, they
And-
should actually probably have switched records.
And then we'll see how this all kind of combats here.
Dylan gets Damian Williams back, which is good for him. Michael Thomas is definitely not like the elite number 1 that you're thinking he is anymore. He definitely is getting the targets.
He's still getting the targets.
Just not
yeah.
long distance targets.
getting
It's the
touchdowns.
Teddy Bridgewater throwing to him that is just, I don't know. It's just he
He's
takes
still
a step
good
down.
player further down,
Yeah.
but for this week, it's kind of a crutch.
Yeah.
Juju, I don't know what they're doing with the Steelers offense
I
now.
don't
It's like
either.
they used to be high flying and now it's like a bunch of dump and run
Yeah.
type of stuff. So it's tough to even believe in Juju at this point.
Let's go, Rudolph.
Let's go Rudolph.
I do like Flash against Washington. I think he's gonna. He had a rough game last week against Buffalo, and I really think that he's kind of the blanket for Tom Brady, where he's this big receiver, can kind of just throw it up and he'll go get it. And I like Flash this week. As far as Bezic is concerned, Zeke will have a good game. Mark Ingram's going to have a rougher game. Pittsburgh run defense has been pretty good this year.
Yeah, good last week.
Mike Evans, that New Orleans defense looked pretty good against.
Yeah. Yeah, they shut
The
down
Cowboys
Lamar
last
and
week.
pretty good, I think.
Yeah,
For the most part. And the whole offense was pretty much shut down by that team. It's like a 12-10 game. It was really boring. I yawned like 15 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Football sucks.
Yeah.
I think your flex plays Mike Williams. I think he's going to play, but it's still kind of a risk. I'll be the first one, and I'm actually going to go with Bezic still on this one, even though I think Dylan does have some upside. I still don't believe in Dylan's team. Bezic, you got it.
I'm pretty much on the same boat here. I just don't believe in Dylan's team at all. I don't like his running backs. I really like Bezik's running backs. I think Mike Evans could even put up with the 2 that he's got just because of Teddy at QB, Mason at QB for his tight ends are pretty much a wash or whatever. I like Josh Gordon over Mike Williams for sure. But at the end of the day, I think Bezic pulls through. I think he takes it.
The better team wins.
Yeah.
The better team.
I
I'm
think
actually going with Dylan on this one.
Kiss of death.
And it's almost
Yes.
almost clear cut. But I mean I like Bezik's running backs a lot better, but Patrick Mahomes, man.
Yeah.
He can turn games, and with Murray, he's not that great. He's not that person that Bezic needs right now. He needs to go out and get a different quarterback if he wants to be elite. Otherwise, he's just going to hang out in the. I mean, it's a very, very hot take.
Hot.
Yeah, Arizona is still trying to find themselves a little bit, I think. That high-powered offense is supposed to keep Kyler Murray within fantasy relevance, but
Yeah.
And I know you're a big Ezekiel Elliott fan, but he's
I
playing a renewed, surprisingly good Green Bay defense.
At least front seven. Front seven is pretty
yeah,
good.
did you see how bad they got run on?
No.
Did you see Jordan Howard last week, who shouldn't even be like the starter in Philly, but he just ran for 3 touchdowns?
That's true.
Dalvin Cook lit him up. I think the Green Bay defense is garbage, and I think that's a cold take.
And this is why these are opinions.
Everyone's got one. Like assholes. That's the metaphor.
But
Whatever it
I
is.
liked that you picked Dylan. It's the kiss of death.
Me too. We all needed
We
more
want to
league.
see the champ lose. We don't want to see another win by Dylan Fisher.
No.
None of us do.
No.
But that is week 5. Good luck to everyone. I hope that I can go 5-0, so we can still keep talking like this. Like, oh man, Matt's
No.
team is the best.
No.
I'm tired of this already.
Nobody hopes for this.
Nobody. Not even your mother.
Let's be careful with trading, like I always say.
Don't
Let's-
trade with Dylan. Don't
not-
trade with Shrew.
And good luck to our Minnesota Twins, our Minnesota Wild, our Minnesota Vikings.
We're going to need it. All of it.
All
All the
of it.
luck.
We need all the luck in the world at this point. Me and Bailey are going to the game on Monday. You'll see plenty of snaps.
Woo!
It'll be fun either way.
Yep.
Let's hopefully we don't lose the series. at
God, I
that
hope
point.
that's not the end of the year.
Oh,
my
God. I don't want.
Crushing.
I'm sorry this was a little bit more depressing than usual. We'll try and pick it up next week.
Maybe. If there is a next week.
Take it easy, everyone.
Oh, sometimes a fantasy.